Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible forces that keep our entire civilization powered up. We're talking about the unsung heroes of the power grid. Hey everyone, and welcome to another video from Optatube. We're about to dive deep into the critical systems that prevent massive blackouts from happening every single second of every single day. You know, it's something we all take for granted, right? You flip a switch, the lights come on. But have you ever really stopped to think, what is stopping our entire continent-spanning power grid from just collapsing in an instant? The answer? Well, it's way more fascinating than you might imagine. Okay, so at its core, the power grid is like the world's most high-stakes tightrope walk. Every single second, the amount of electricity being produced has to perfectly, and I mean perfectly, match the amount we're all using. If that balance is off by even the tiniest bit, the whole thing starts to wobble and fail. So how on earth do we maintain that perfect balance? Well, that's where something called Ancillary Services comes in. And you can seriously think of them as the grid's elite team of guardians, always on watch. Now, the key phrase here is non-energy products. This is really important. This isn't the actual electricity you're paying for on your bill. No, these are totally separate, super crucial services that grid operators buy just to make sure the electricity you do get is stable, reliable, and, high quality. So what are their actual jobs? Well, for starters, they keep the grid's frequency. Think of it like the grid's heartbeat, at a super steady 50 hertz. They also maintain voltage levels, which is what stops your expensive electronics from getting fried. But maybe most importantly, they act as the system's first responders. They're the ones who help the whole grid survive a sudden shock, like a huge power plant suddenly tripping offline. Okay, to really get this, we've got to see these services in action. So let's do that. Let's imagine a crisis on the grid and walk through what happens, literally second by second. All right, picture this. A massive power plant. We're talking enough juice for an entire city suddenly trips and disconnects. Poof, gone. Instantly, you have this huge gap between the power being made and the power being used. And the grid's heartbeat, that frequency, it starts to plummet fast. And before a single human operator can even blink, this team of automated guardians just springs into action. The very, very first thing that helps isn't even a service. It's physics. It's something called inertia. See, all those massive spinning turbines in traditional power plants have physical momentum, and that acts like a giant shock absorber. It doesn't fix the problem, not at all, but it slows down how fast that frequency is dropping. It basically buys a few precious seconds for the real heroes to show up. And here are those heroes, the first responders. First on the scene is FCR, or Frequency Containment Reserve. This is your SWAT team. They kick in within like 2 to 5 seconds just to stop the bleeding, to arrest that frequency drop. Right after them, within 30 seconds, comes aFRR, the Automated Frequency Restoration Reserve. Their job is to get the patient stable again, restoring the frequency all the way back to that perfect 50 hertz. And then, a little later, mFRR, the manual reserve, comes in to handle the long-term recovery, which frees up the fast guys to get ready for the next emergency. So you see, it's this incredibly coordinated, layered defense. It's not just one thing. Inertia slows the bleeding. FCR is the paramedic on site applying the tourniquet. aFRR is like the life-saving transfusion in the ambulance, getting the system stable. And then mFRR is the hospital staff handling the long-term recovery. It's just this beautiful, automated chain of response that happens in minutes. Now, of course, this perfectly choreographed dance, it doesn't just happen by magic. There was a whole sophisticated economic system, a market, running in the background to make sure these guardians are always paid, always available, and always ready to go. So, let's take a look at the market behind the magic. And this brings up a huge question for the people running the grid, right? How much of this emergency backup do you actually need to buy? I mean, it's expensive stuff. If you buy too little, you risk a catastrophic blackout. If you buy too much, well, all of our electricity bills go through the roof. So, how do you find that perfect sweet spot? Well, for the longest time, the rule of thumb was pretty simple. It was called the N-1 rule. Basically, just be prepared for your single biggest power plant to fail at any time. It's straightforward, sure, but it's also kind of blunt and can be super expensive, making you buy way more backup than you probably need. The modern way of doing it is a whole lot smarter. It uses tons of data and probabilities to figure out the likely risks, especially now with the ups and downs of wind and solar. It's definitely more complex, but it's also way, way more efficient. And all of this brings us right to today. and why understanding these services is, and I'm not exaggerating, more critical right now than at any other point in the history of electricity. Because here's the fundamental challenge of the energy transition. Remember that inertia we talked about? That free shock absorber we got from all those giant, heavy spinning machines in old power plants? Well, renewables like wind and solar, they connect to the grid with electronics, with inverters. They don't have that big spinning mass. So as we build more and more renewables, we are systematically removing the grid's natural built-in shock absorber, the one we've taken for granted for 100 years. And this right here is the key takeaway. This is the big aha moment for the modern grid. All that stability and security that used to just be a free byproduct of the old system, now it's something we have to specifically design, buy, and pay for. We have to consciously build a stable grid. We can't just expect it to be there for free anymore. Honestly, figuring this out is one of the most complex and important puzzles we face today, and it's exactly the kind of stuff we love to dig into. So if you're interested in the energy market, power system modeling, and you want to get updates and insights on the global energy market, you should definitely be following the Optatube YouTube channel. Because it all boils down to this one, final, critical question. As we race to build a cleaner grid, which we absolutely must do, how do we make sure we're also building a stable one? How do we use new technology and smart markets to replace the security that, for over a century, we just got for free?